we're going live, but kind of sort of hot.
Okay.
Quick, and we will go live like 20 minutes later. Okay, I guess sounds good. about 4 runs that inning. It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, even though I'm an Angels fan, I don't like the Astros at all. So,
Well, with the cross city ride, like I don't think the Angels and the Dodgers is really like,
yeah.
you know,
It's just
might be when they play each other, but
Yeah.
even then, not really.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know, it's not like the divisional rivals that are.
Yeah. Like now the Astros are like our divisional rivals, like legit.
Like I would never root for the Giants. I rooted for the Angels in 2008.
Yeah.
I won number 2. The defense was over.
Yeah.
I've been good. Steve's been, YouTube has been giving us some issues, so I've been a little bit late. But we're good. We're live right now. Yeah.
All right. So you got starting lineups there if you want. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna. My mom's gonna go to the facility, but I might do some tweets from there.
Okay.
Some of the stuff.
Yeah. Tweet out the.
Yeah. I appreciate that. No one does what they do. It seems like I'm doing everything and I don't have any time to do it. You guys at least I appreciate. You're awesome. That's why you have time. We'll see. We have you double shift until then, but that's why you eat some special last week, right?
That was
That's a slipper rack. Alright. I might get you guys information.
Thank you. What are the starting lineup?
So, for ASU, Zachary Sanchez is going. Elvis Browner, there's a hot is your left defense. Dylan Adams.
I'll just see it from you when you're done.
Okay.
playing forward.
Is he?
Yeah, 70 says 79 starting.
Get some size out there.
Left wing.
Let's go ahead and come on. You want to get him as they come on? And hello, everybody. Isaac Rosenthal joined by Brent Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us tonight inside the Lane County Ice Center, the Rink Exchange here at Eugene, Oregon. Some Pac-8 hockey for you tonight. The Oregon Ducks hosting Pac-8 newcomers, or returners, we should say. They're not brand new to the conference, the Arizona State Sun Devils. It has been, we're home broadcasters. We're going to favor the Ducks. We see this game through thick Homer goggles, but no other way to say it. It has been a tough year so far for this Ducks team, and it's going to be really tough tonight with Arizona State in the house. First 15 minutes, first 10 minutes of this game going to be really important for the Ducks. Brent, my color commentator, the other voice you're about to hear, what can we look for in the Ducks? What are they going to need to do in that first 10 minutes?
They're definitely going to try to really focus on their defensive play. That first game against Berkeley last week, the Friday game, was very, very exciting. It was a very high-scoring game. Ducks looked lethal on the power play. Saw some really good highlight reel goals. But that second game, we saw the defense really wore down on the Ducks. Berkeley had a really mobile defense. Really two big superstars in Leone and just their dynamic duo was really too much to handle for the Ducks. So I want to see some good communication from the Ducks defense tonight, really help each other out there. It's a little bit shorter bench this year, like we've said all year. So really just communicating those short, easy passes, not try to do the home run pass, and just get it up to the forwards and make sure they get the puck in deep and really grind on this Arizona team, because they have a long bench tonight. They seem pretty stacked, and they're a good team, as noticed by their schedule.
Yeah, let's talk about hockey at Arizona State for a minute, because if you do follow college hockey, you're not surprised by me saying they're a good team. You've heard about Arizona State. If you don't follow college hockey much, maybe you're one of the newer Duck parents, or maybe you've just managed to stumble across us on YouTube and you're seeing Arizona State, you're thinking, well, how could there be hockey in the middle of the desert? No. It's a long, proud hockey tradition at Arizona State. They at one point were icing 3 ACHA teams, a D1 team, a D2 elite team, and a Pac-8 team. And then over the last couple of years, the scope of their club program has kind of changed, because they play real big boy varsity hockey down in Tempe. So each one of these players, the best case scenario is eventually by the end of their collegiate careers, they might not be playing club hockey at all if they could really impress the coaches. And then they've got, I believe they still have a D1 program at Arizona State as well in the ACHA. They've been, nationally competitive. Every team they've ever iced has been very good, and it's, for the Duck fans might not be quite so happy to see them back in the Pac-8, but for the competitiveness of this conference and the strength nationally of this conference, when you start to talk about what regional bids you can get and even national bids for the teams that do well in conference play and at regionals, having a team like Arizona State in your conference, it's just good for everybody. Although they've been good. I've been high on these guys all year. They were my pick to win the conference when we had our little preseason discussions, and they've looked about as good as you would expect in Pac-8 play.
dominated Washington, dominated the Southern California schools, but they did split against Cal. They did have one loss against Cal. They played the Eugene Generals as well, the junior team here last night. The Ducks, you'll remember at the beginning of the season, split a 2-game set with the Generals, and they only beat the Generals 2-1. So, maybe if you can play a really sound defensive game and jump on them early, that might be the path to beating Arizona State. If you let them play their game on you, they're going to score 8 goals. They're going to win pretty easily like they've done against some of these other Pac-8 foes. But, for the Ducks, they're going to have to stay out of the box. We say that every single broadcast, and they have been, I do have to say, to the credit of the new coaches behind the bench, they did have Jackson Howery with the game misconduct last series. They might not play the crispest, cleanest game in all of college hockey, but the Ducks have been much better this year, especially with those inopportune penalties.
Yeah, definitely. With that, like you were saying, sometimes the Ducks will get down shorthanded, but their penalty kills look really good this year, and especially their power play. Like I said before, when they do get those opportunities to go on the power play, they're usually going to convert. And to touch back on Arizona State, like you said, they kind of dominate throughout the conference. This is a really big test for the Ducks because just like last week, the Ducks did have a really good game against Berkeley, but this Arizona State team did lose to Berkeley 2-1 and had a close game with the Generals last night. So it's kind of a question mark with surrounding Arizona State. The first period we'll kind of see what kind of play style they're going to have, offensive zone, defensive zone, what kind of play style this team really is. But like you said, that they are still considered the powerhouse of the Pac-8. They're a really good benchmark for this team and a really good challenge for the Ducks to really get out there and try to get a big win against a really big school in the conference. And I know Coach Omer and Lim have been hyping their guys up all week, saying, we just got to get out there and do well and get a big win against this big school.
Orr and Lim both played at Utah State. I couldn't say it definitively, but I would not be at all surprised if we looked back through the record books if they played Arizona State back in the day. Utah State in itself a great program. The state of Utah is full of great college hockey. We know the Utah Utes, they were in this conference for quite a few years before they departed. Utah State's good. Weber State's good. BYU can ice a team. A lot of great college hockey going on in the state of Utah. But if the Ducks can steal a game, tonight or tomorrow, or hey, how about both? That could turn the entire season around for this team. If you can prove that you can skate with these Arizona State guys, you can skate with everybody in the conference. And the Ducks did skate with Cal, particularly in that first game. Led Cal for a lot of that first game. So, if we can have the team that came out 1 week ago and not 6 days ago, the Friday Ducks team and not the Saturday Ducks team, we could be in for a good game. But Arizona State's just got, I think the challenge that they're going to pose, especially compared to Cal, and you hit the nail on the head earlier when we were talking about Cal, that Bears team is good, but that Bears team is Leone, it's Varela, and it's not much else. And I would just have to think that we're going to see a much more balanced Arizona State approach tonight than we saw from Cal.
Yeah, because when we looked at the stat sheet before the Cal game, we really just pointed their top 2 guys, Varela and Leone, sorry, my bad. But if you look at this Arizona State team, to go on their stats, they're kind of spread out evenly with the scoring. They have one guy, Aaron Bruden, who's 11 points in 10 games, and then Austin Mills, 9 points in 10 games, and then you just go down the lineup, you see 8, 7, 6, and a bunch of people with 5 points on the year. So this is kind of a deep team, and that's kind of who the Ducks want to be too. So, and if we look at the Ducks starting lineup tonight, we do see a little change in there. We see Derek Armstrong will be lining up with Schott and Jones to start the game. And we were kind of discussing that, saying that maybe the coach Oren Lim want to see a little bit more size in the lineup. We saw Derek Armstrong do a really good job last week, picking his holes to jump into the rush, get into the offensive zone, and he did a really good job. He didn't get caught back on an odd man rush or anything like that. He was really showing off his good skating legs and his good hockey awareness. And then goal for the Ducks, we're going to see Noah Rosenberg in for the Ducks. He had a pretty good game last week. I know they ended up with the loss, but I think he's looking for a good, strong bounce-back performance here for tonight.
Yeah, big game for Noah, and we would just presume as of right now that we'll see Ben Green tomorrow. The Ducks, for any Arizona State fans that might be watching, give you a little insight on this team. It's not really a 1 and a 2 in net. It's more of a 1 and a 1A. It's just kind of whoever the coaches feel like tapping that night. Noah Rosenberg gets the start tonight. His brother Sam used to be a member of this Ducks team, now serves as, calls himself the GM of the current Ducks, and Ben Green, the other goaltender for the Ducks, who we may get the chance to see tomorrow. Hey, tell us where you're listening from. We always love to know how far these broadcasts reach. We got a great chance to get to know Adam Sussman's father last week. So, David, if you're watching, or Grandma Phyllis out in Chicagoland, great to hear from you and meet you last week. We've heard in the comments from Grizzly Anders, big Tom Durand and Peyton Barkley fan, and hey, if Peyton Barkley can put a goal in the back of the net tonight, it's going to be a good thing for the Ducks. We know we get listeners and viewers all over the world sometimes. International Ducks squad this year with Tord Stangel. Got a chance to chat with him a little bit before the game, so we know we've had at least one viewer this year from Norway. Don't know if we've got anyone watching out there tonight, but if you can beat Norway by distance from how far away you are, we might have to find an Oregon hockey gift for you. We'll see what we can do. We've got just about 2 minutes left on the clock before the game and an anthem to take care of as well. So we are going to take one final break up here, but we're not going anywhere, and you shouldn't either. And we'll be right back with you with some Duck hockey in just a couple of moments.
Dylan Adams. Left wing, number 15, Wyatt Dotson. At center, number 9, Austin Mills. Right wing, number 7, Brett Sharon. And now for your University of Oregon Ducks starting lineup. At goal, number 30, Noah Rosenberg. Left defense, number 55, Tord Stanglin. Right defense, number 58, Warren Berg. Left wing, number 79, Derek Armstrong. At center, number 95, Trevor Schott. At right wing, number 91, Nick Jones. Everyone, please rise and take off your hats for the singing of the national anthem.
Logistics have been taken care of, so just about time to play some hockey as they get everything else figured out. Any final thoughts, final keys to the game for the Ducks, Brent?
Definitely work on the defensive play for the Ducks, just from stating back from last game. A little bit too many defensive turnovers in their own zone. So if you start with the defense, it's going to lead up to some good offense, and just put everything on goal when you get in the offensive zone. Set up the offense, get shots on net, and try to really test out this goalie and see what they're all about.
It is Zach Sanchez in goal tonight for Arizona State. As we mentioned, Noah Rosenberg in goal for the Ducks. Number 30 versus number 30 between the pipes. Trevor Schott will take the opening faceoff for the Ducks against Austin Mills of Arizona State. Ducks in yellow, Arizona State in black. Maybe it's a dark maroon. It's the darker color as we're underway here in Eugene. So a big thing to watch out for as you see him go behind the goal right there, number 79 in yellow with the puck, Derek Armstrong. Typically a defenseman, and really marked improvement for Armstrong this year compared to last. He's been one of the strongest defensemen the Ducks have this season, but gets the start up at left wing today. We can only think that that's an effort for size, but I don't know, maybe that was Armstrong's original position. We'll have to find out, and we'll have to keep an eye on both how the defense functions without him and how he functions up front. As Adam Sussman touches that back towards Kiernan Galuli. We heard from Kellen Galuli in the comments watching San Diego as that one is fired off the chest protector of Rosenberg, and Ducks trying to get that out of the zone. Galuli does get it back to Sussman, and Sussman tries to flip it back to him, but hits the shin pad of an Arizona State player, and a chance for the first break for the Sun Devils. Centering pass deflected and kept in the zone, though. Arizona State going to make it real hard for you to clear the puck if you don't get a little more on that on it. And now across the blue line they go again. Centering pass and the deflection. Chris Stankovic there. Good job defensively for the Ducks. A minute and a half so far into this game. Still no score. No particular shots to speak of. And that'll carry him back behind the net towards Jackson Howery. Howery tries to touch it past the blue line, but just glued in that Duck zone, and now finally out of the zone, and we get a penalty behind the play. Maybe he played with the high stick or a hand pass. You see the call?
I did not. I think they're lining up for a face-off, so it must be just a stoppage in play. But like you said, to start off the game with Armstrong being one of the Ducks' better defensemen on the back end, starting up with Schott and Jones. And Jones is one of the bigger guys on the team too, so it looks like Coach Oren Lim just won some really big size on that first line. So we'll see if that sticks to start off with the rest of the game.
Deflected in front there. That was dangerous. It's Estrada, Maddox, and Barkley out there offensively for the Ducks now, and going to be a big challenge for them. Ooh, that one was dangerous. Knocked away by Rosenberg, but couldn't keep it in his glove. Warren Berg is knocked down hard. That's going to be a penalty as soon as Arizona State touches the puck as we await the call. But the Ducks to the power play, 17:41 left in the opening frame.
Yeah, that wasn't the biggest hit we've seen. That was off Will Bain for Arizona State, but he did catch Berg in a awkward position. Berg kind of turned at the last second and caught him right on the number, so that's boarding all the way. So early chance for the Ducks with the early power play, some great offensive zone time, and see if they can capitalize on that chance right now.
We'll have to see if they announced a penalty. It looked like a board or a check from behind to me, but the signal was the referee putting one arm on the small of his back. I'm not actually familiar with that one.
Maybe cross or hit from behind.
So I thought that the hit from behind was two palms extended forward, but
maybe they changed up the signals this year.
We'll see. That one was always confusing with the cross check, so maybe the ACHA uses a different signal for that. Here's Trevor Schott in his own zone on the power play. Schott likes to take it himself, and he's real good at taking it himself, still with the puck, but it's going to be perhaps the best defense that he faces this season. Nathan Lutz now dumps that one around to his opposite number 4, Josh Morgan of Arizona State in front, and that one knocked away, but a big chance for the Ducks. Now Armstrong throws it behind the net. $1:15 left on the Duck penalty. Was assessed, by the way, to number 25, Will Bain of Arizona State, and that clearance will go the length of the ice, and Rosenberg will take a touch before Trevor Schott collects behind his own cage. And Trevor Schott, as we said, loves to go 200 feet with the puck, but has that one pickpocketed. Short-handed opportunity for Arizona State, and it goes into the corner. Someone lost a stick in front of Rosenberg. It was Warren Berg, and he picked it right back up. But boy, is that really a pest. Aiden Ward, number 12 in black, making life real difficult for this Ducks power play. 40 seconds left on it, and they can't get it out of their own zone, Brent.
Yeah, we're seeing an ultra-aggressive penalty kill for Arizona State right now. It's a shot on goal. And Ducks just couldn't even get out of their own defensive zone on that power play. It looked more like an Arizona power play to me because they just spent the last, 30 seconds all in the Ducks defensive zone. So that's not what you want to see from your first power play unit. And the only real chance the Ducks got on their power play, well, the power play's still on for another 29 seconds. The only chance they had was Arizona State turned it over and for Nathan Lutz shot on goal. So Ducks got to be a little bit more careful breaking out of their own zone on the power play so they don't cause any more turnovers.
Sussman's pass hit his skate as well. The Ducks we saw this a little bit against Cal too, just really having trouble with the passes in their own zone and in the neutral zone, getting them out. But here's George Stangeland on a rush, centering pass, no one there, but comes back to Sussman at the point. He forgot about the puck. Here they come the other way goes Arizona State. Chance on Rosenberg, backhanded. What a save, Noah Rosenberg. 15:32 left in the first period, still no score.
Yeah, Noah Rosenberg really bailing out his team there with a lunging save with the glove and able to stop that one. But the Arizona State player is about to tuck that one home. That was a really good save.
It's a good save. It was a great chance for Arizona State. Coming the other way, and we're...
I need a volunteer to work the penalty box. You can identify yourself and come on down.
No one working that visiting box door. And they got to get somebody to step on the ice and walk over to work the door. There's a volunteer. Hey, if you're a UO student and you want to help out Oregon hockey, always jobs for you. Don't have to be a student. Anyone in Eugene, always a penalty box to be opened or tickets to be taken, or can always use some help on the broadcast as well. If you think you might be able to help us produce, we tend to always pull double duty. I'm standing at a laptop. Brent's working the camera tonight. 15:30 as we're back underway. Peyton Barkley chips that forward, and Arizona State so good at hopping on the puck and keeping it in that Duck zone, trying to center. Oh, good stick check there from Warren Berg, who successfully clears the zone back as far as Josh Morgan in his own zone defensively for Arizona State, as the Sun Devils are across the blue line again. Found a lot of space with that pass, and the shot wide of Rosenberg. Into the corner again. Berg going to go there to get it. He will turn around and chip it towards Chris Stankovic. Chris, the elder statesman of this Ducks team, along with Derek Armstrong, both grad students. Stankovic has trouble sometimes traveling because he teaches actually at the University of Oregon as a graduate student. Was the coach of this Ducks team last year and played for him this year as a grad student. As we said, this Ducks team not as deep as it once was, and all hands need to be on deck. Offside would have been coming up, but never touched. So the Ducks with a bit of a break and a chance to clear the zone, get the red line and change. 14:10 left in this opening period.
Yeah, Ducks got one of their top lines out right now, because Arizona State was just hounding on all turnovers in the Duck zone. So let's see if the Ducks can generate any scoring chance.
Armstrong behind the net, and no one there for his centering pass, but it'll chip right back to him in the corner. Got to take the shovel out and dig that one away. Backhanded, and Trevor Schott, Nick Jones in the vicinity for the Ducks, but Arizona State winds up with it before Schott takes it away. Now it's Armstrong behind the net, and had a chance if he found jets on his skates all of a sudden to maybe go for a wraparound. Some big hits thrown there. Armstrong is proving a big, tough body for the Sun Devils to deal with. 13:23 left, opening period. Still no score. Sun Devils and Ducks here in Eugene.
Yeah, whenever you have two big bodies like Jones and Armstrong, all you want to do is just dig out the puck, lay the body in, try to give it to Trevor Schott and make yourself a target, because he's going to try to find the open man on anywhere in the offensive zone.
Sussman and Stankovic go to the bench. The Ducks get two new defensemen out there, and the Sun Devils clear the puck only as far as Berg at the blue line, or Stangeland rather, at the blue line. And whistle, offside, or hand pass. Hand pass called by the referee. 12:52. Opening period. I think you have to say you like the look of this Ducks team through this first 7 minutes or so.
Yeah, that newly constructed first line of Schott, Jones, and Armstrong had a really good shift out there, providing some havoc, and Ducks defense looking a little bit more settled in as Ducks got an offensive zone face-off finally and looking to create some havoc in front.
That one went wide and all the way into the corner on its own. Arizona State, they've looked as organized and as disciplined as we would have expected. They get it across the blue line, and the shot deflected, did not get through to Rosenberg. Deflected in front, now to the back, and Arizona State with a sloppy pass. Deflected, and going for trying to win a lottery there was Kiernan Galuli. It did hit him, but wasn't able to control it and throw it on goal with the Arizona State goaltender, Zach Sanchez, out of his cage in the corner. Relentless pressure from the Sun Devils, and that one ticked away off. Would have been not out of the zone, and trying to find Nathan Lutz was Dominic Estrada. Couldn't do it. This goes back to the Ducks end. Neutral zone, they'll keep it. Now chipped across as the Ducks gain the red line. Nathan Lutz will go to the bench. Estrada, the rest of his unit still out there. They'll try to get the opportunity to change. Good takeaway, and then fighting team on team, duck on duck crime there. Chris Maddox and Estrada getting a little disorganized, miscommunicating.
Yeah, it comes some back and forth turnovers for both teams, but it looks like both teams are settling in and going back and forth. Things are opening up a little bit in this first period.
Icing called against the Sun Devils, no change. And as you pointed out with Cal last week, the linesmen have to keep a close eye on that bench. We've seen Oregon do it too. Washington used to be the worst at that. They would change every icing as soon as the linesman turned away. And you got so much to keep track of as an official. You take it for granted that teams aren't going to openly cheat, but you get any edge that you can. Shot wide there. That was a dangerous rush for the Sun Devils, but the shot didn't end up challenging Noah Rosenberg. Now Warren Berg in the corner for the Ducks, trying to slide to the middle. The Ducks do gain the zone, and then they'll dump it in again. Seth Howe trying to knock that one down, and that was Howe, the name that you heard. The Ducks have an Orr and a Howe involved in the program this year. It has to be mentioned every week.
And looks like Arizona State has a Cam Ward on their team, so a lot of NHL names and full names.
Yeah, Cam Ward might take the cake over Seth Howe or
Riley Orr.
Riley Orr. He's got them both. Although, if you could pick, I think I would take Gordy or Bobby over real Cam Ward any day. 10:42 left, and another face-off coming up in the Sun Devil zone.
Yeah, I kind of like what the Ducks are doing the last few shifts. The D's been a little bit more active, helping out the forwards. Their passes are a lot shorter, tape to tape, and able to break out their zone a lot more efficiently.
Chipped away and out of the Sun Devil zone, but Armstrong with it, and then he'll end up just knocking that off the boards, but it's taken away by Wyatt Dotson of Arizona State. Now the Sun Devils in the Duck zone, trying to get set up in the flow of their offense. And they'll work it from behind the net. Cal had a lot of success doing that against this Ducks team last week. Centering again, and Rosenberg with a couple of saves on that effort, and now the Ducks able to get the puck out. There's Nick Jones. Jones took a slap shot, and not sure where that one ended up. Penalty coming up.
Yeah, I think they're going to get high sticking on Nick Jones.
And is that on the follow-through of the shot?
Yeah, he wound up real high, and I was on the follow-through on that slap shot right inside the blue line. Caught the Arizona State player right in the face mask, so...
I think the discussion between Jones and the official right now is kind of half what am I supposed to do, and I think they're both saying that.
Yeah.
Jones is going to feel like he's got to have he's just following through on his shot. From the official standpoint, your stick hits another dude in the face, you're going to get called every time. So big test for the Ducks as they go to the PK. Jones to the box for 2 minutes with just under 10 minutes left in this period. And working it point to point go the Sun Devils. Now back top of the circle. That was an awesome pass to set that up. The shot knocked away.
Yeah, some phenomenal puck move on those Arizona State power play.
And more good puck movement to the top of the circle. Point, top of the circle is what Arizona State has been doing for this first 30 seconds of their power play, and it's been working. Another point shot, and that one goes wide. Behind the net, Ducks have not cleared the puck yet. Arizona State just cycling again back to the point, other point, and now the shot. Varying the attack, thought about the wraparound, but Duck defenseman caught up with it. Now back from the circle, the shot knocked away. Good save, Noah Rosenberg. And here's Arizona State again, just trying to work the angles, find the shot, get that couple inches of twine they need. More than halfway through this power play. The Ducks have not been able to clear the zone, even get into the neutral zone once, and Rosenberg will pounce on top of that one, and at least they get a break and a line change with 8:39 left in the first and 42 seconds left in the high-sticking minor.
Yeah, like you said, the Arizona State Sun Devils, that power play was just point to point, D to D, and that was number 4 for the Sun Devils. Josh Morgan, defenseman, is able just to cleanly get every pass to him at the point. No pressure from the Ducks up top, because I think on this penalty kill for the Ducks, they're kind of focusing more in front of the net, and so that just opens up for the defenseman for the Sun Devils.
Another save from Rosenberg there. He's looked really sharp tonight, and he's gotta. And hey, there's the clear. 30 seconds left, and it's on goal, so has to be played by the goaltender Sanchez for Arizona State. And now here come the Sun Devils across the blue line, across the other blue line. Lots of speed, but he forgot about the shot. Did number 9, Austin Mills. Oh! What a finish there. As the Sun Devils take the lead, Wyatt Dotson just roofed it. And I don't think Rosenberg saw that one until it was in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think Rosenberg came off his post just a little bit, and Wyatt just looked to the short side and was able to roof it top shelf. As a goaltender, you always want to kind of hug the post, but once you do hug the post, you kind of leave your opposite side a little open. So it looks like, I think Rosenberg was kind of playing the pass on that play. I think Wyatt Dotson was too for the Sun Devils, but as soon as he saw Rosenberg come off the post, he was able just to roof it top shelf. So power play goal for the Sun Devils to make it a 1-0 lead in the first period.
12:01 the time in that goal, just barely scored on the power play. 2 seconds were left on it. And that's unfortunate for the Ducks, because they didn't get a lot of clears on that power play, but they looked solid defensively, and Rosenberg made a lot of tough saves, and then just an inch or a second early off that post, and that was all the space that Dotson needed.
Yeah, he kind of referred to the Berkeley game last week, where Berkeley's whole offense revolved from cycling from behind the net and in the corners, and that goal came again from right behind Rosenberg and right off the post.
Lutz tried to free himself up there, but it's going to break the other way. In fact, for Arizona State, behind the net, Warren Berg in defense, but still Arizona State now chipped forward, and Nathan Lutz and Galuli chasing that one in. Big collision, but Arizona State comes away with the puck again. Here come the Sun Devils. At the circle, sticked away by Rosenberg, and now he will just pounce on that one. 7:07 left. First period, 1-0 the score. Ducks still very much in this game.
Yeah, Ducks looked pretty good so far. Just need to try to establish their offense right off the face-off, but it's always kind of hard right after a long penalty kill session. Try kind of regain your offensive momentum.
Yeah, sometimes the real danger of the PK, even if you don't give up the goal, and the Ducks, they did that time, but the real danger can sometimes just be flow and momentum. It just breaks you up so much. And here come the Sun Devils again. They've had no trouble on the zone entries. Throwing that one center again, and the Ducks will take it away. Knocking that one forward. Now here's Estrada, Maddox, and Barkley also out there. Stankovic and Adam Sussman in defense. 6:25 left in the opening period. 1-0 still your score. Dumped in, and now Arizona State will rush for a line change. Just one guy down there, and the Ducks, as a result, with the chance to move out. Stankovic trying to get around a couple guys. Sussman with it, and Sussman's attempt to clear that one out is deflected out of play with 5:58 left in the first period.
Yeah, Stankovic showing some of his wheels on that shift. He's going to have to be relied on a little bit more this game now that Armstrong's playing forward on the top line. So Berg and Stankovic are the two defensemen for the Ducks. They're going to have to be mobile and active off every single rush.
Another hard carom off the boards behind Rosenberg, and that one Ducks trying to get the flip and doesn't get past Arizona State. 5:45 left opening period. Still 1-0, but the Ducks not much offense to show in this period. And penalty coming up. They're going to go back to the penalty kill.
Yeah, looks like tripping down in the corner. I believe that's Stangelin who gets the cook. Or should I say the trip. And Ducks have to go right back on the penalty kill after a pretty grueling first power play for Arizona State, where they just kept the puck in the entire time, able to kick it back to the point whenever they wanted to. So Ducks gonna have to clear out the front of the net and be wary of the active defenseman at the point.
Yeah, it's not the point-to-point pass that gets you. It's that pass after the fact when they go top of the circle. And good shot block there from Kieran Galuli. Nathan Lutz digging at that one, and the Ducks with the clear through the neutral zone. 15 seconds it took them that time. 25 seconds it took them that time. Galuli again pressuring, and now top of the circle to the opposite circle, and glove save and a beauty. Noah Rosenberg's got a hot hand.
Yeah, Rosenberg saw that one all the way. Arizona State did not get quite there in time to put a man right in front, and Ducks be able to let their goaltender see everything on that shot. So far so good for this Ducks penalty kill. Just gotta get a few more clears and survive it for this last 5 minutes of the period.
And there's one of them right off the face-off. Much improved from the Ducks so far on this penalty kill. As we've said, this team does have experience killing penalties. 1 minute left in this one now. And Arizona State is going to have to go backwards in their own zone. A chance for the Ducks to apply a little bit of pressure, but got to be real smart about that. And Rosenberg sees a man crashing down on him, so he'll just cover that one up. 47 ticks left in the penalty.
Yeah, face-offs are real key, especially on the penalty kill. Always want to win it back to your D and send it down the full length of the ice. So that's always option one for the Ducks. And great execution there, where face-off one right behind the net. Puck rolls around and Warrenberg able to send it all the way down.
Just under 4:20 left in this opening period. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Stangelin. 1-0 the score. Again, the Ducks very much in this game, and they get another clear. I don't know what Oren Lim said between those two penalty kills. Maybe it's just a different mentality, different look, but Ducks have looked real good on this one. But another shot and a rebound, and this one will come back out. High slot, now a little bit lower, and now a chance. How are we trying to clear? Couldn't control it off his stick. 2 seconds, 1 second left. The Ducks have killed the penalty. And it may get a chance for some offense, and not that time. Collision, and the Sun Devils going to come away with it. Playing that one off the boards. Up for Trevor Schott. Trevor Schott lost a stick there. Arizona State takes over. 3:20 left in the period.
It looks like Arizona State's picking up the physicality right after that power play.
Oh, what a play there
by Schott.
Trevor Schott on the ice, sprawled out, throws his stick out there, affects that pass, and doesn't get himself a little tripping penalty or anything like that. That was really good. But here comes Arizona State, turned over by the Ducks, and they're just trying to shoot in, and Rosenberg snatches it out of midair with 2:52 left in the first period.
Yeah, we're seeing tempers flare a little bit after that power play. Started off with supposedly a slash from Howery on one of the Arizona State players. Then a few seconds later, he got a hit kind of up high, and see some slashing going on after plays and everything.
And you know, the Ducks got to be real careful. They don't have a deep enough bench to be losing guys for 5 minutes, the game, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
just cannot do that, and Arizona State does. Arizona State's got more bodies on that bench. Stangelin trying to get to the zone. Oh, scores a big hit. Big, clean hit thrown by Warren Berg. That might be the Ducks' hit of the season so far. 2:22 left in this opening period. Berg feeling it now and works his man into the corner. It'll come right back for the Sun Devils, though. Now Galuli with a backhanded clear into the neutral zone.
Yeah, that was a fantastic hit by Berg. Arizona State player had his head down right at his own blue line. And Berg, nice, clean, effective hit.
Galuli slap shot deflected. There's a rebound, and Lutz was going for it, but couldn't get a stick down on it. That was one of the better looks the Ducks have had so far tonight. Through the neutral zone, here comes Arizona State. Again, though, the puck deflects off of something in front of those boards.
Yeah, I think the Ducks are liking his physical style, able to kind of throw Arizona State a little bit off their game. And when the physicality kind of increases in the game, that's where the Ducks kind of like to show up and throw on the offensive pressure.
Nice job by Peyton Barkley to spin around, knock that one into the corner where Stankovic can get it. Now it goes to the point for Maddox, but he couldn't get it across, and that one is set in the length of the ice, and that will be icing the second time that the Ducks have forced the Sun Devils to ice the puck tonight. And something has clicked in this last 2 minutes for the Ducks. It's still not, they're still not getting a ton of shots or real clean looks, but they've been doing stuff a little bit differently the last minute, 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, you can point it to that really highly successful penalty kill, second one for the Ducks, or that big Burke hit, anything that can really light up a bench and get the guys going, and the passes seem to be there for the Ducks.
Behind the net for shot, tried to stuff it off of Jones's stick, nothing doing there. Now Stangeland has to go backwards in his own zone. He does get that puck across, but it nearly bounced right to his Sun Devil stick. Now here comes the Ducks. Armstrong shot, deflected high and wide. 46 seconds left in this opening period.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Ducks defense have a real active stick and causing a lot of turnovers.
Nick Jones throws that one on goal, paddle down, save made easily by Sanchez. 30 seconds.
Yeah, Ducks keeping Arizona.
Gotta keep it at least where it is. Another big hit for the Ducks. That one by Armstrong. Sun Devils staying on their feet. 20 seconds left. There's a gift for Armstrong. Can he keep it and find Galuli? Well, he kept it, but he couldn't find Kiernan. 13 seconds left. And Stankovic knocked down, and in the meantime, a hand pass called against the Sun Devils. 9 seconds left in this period.
Yeah, really interesting change of events. The second half of the period, you kind of see this with NHL teams where a less physical team really wants to engage physically with a physical team, say like the Bruins or the Ducks or the Kings, and that's where their gameplay really comes down. They're able to control the puck a lot more, and I think the Ducks really love that physical style of play, and it shows where their offensive pressure is a lot better this second half of the period, and they're able to get some good scoring opportunities out there, some good odd man rushes, and create a lot of turnovers at their own blue line.
So 2 ticks left in the period. Still enough time for Arizona State. If they can win this faceoff real cleanly back to their point man, or just shoot directly off the faceoff, that's what they'll go for. And good job by Chris Maddox to just basically dive on that puck. I don't know. I'll give Chris the benefit of the doubt there. I don't know how much of that was him diving and how much of that was him getting knocked down, but it serves the same purpose as nothing happens off the faceoff for the Devils. And hey, we're through 20 minutes. The Ducks within 1 at 1-0. We will take a quick break, but don't you go anywhere.
Good that second. Yeah. Like what I was saying, like when they run like hits and stuff, but like if Arizona State just plays keep away, like that's where they kind of hurt the Ducks. But like when they want to focus on hitting and like being physical, like that's like the Ducks style. That was sick.
One of my favorite moments in broadcast history, I'll try to find the video for you sometime, was the
in Seattle, the first time we got up there, and you know Michael Luke, right?
Yeah.
Michael Luke obliterates this guy up high, like 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds after he got rid of the ball. Not a clean hit at all, but there was no carpet. So the guy not here, the year I didn't know it, says, "Had a huge hit by Michael Luke, and it's clean, and it so wasn't."
Should have been like, yeah, clean by the official, but definitely not clean.
Well, so we watched that game with the coach after the game because they won that night. Everyone was pumped.
Yeah.
We were with Coach Rich in his hotel, and we get to that point, and he's just like, "No, it wasn't." LOY or EY?
Y. Okay, got it.
Okay. All right, that'll work.
We'll wait till that. Okay.
Out of your computer box and into your home, Isaac Rosenthal, Brent Kelly. Let's talk about that first period. I think, 1-0 on the scoreboard right now. The Ducks on the wrong end of that, but this Arizona State team is really, really good, and for the Ducks to be down 1-0, it says a lot of good things about what they were doing, especially that last 10 or 5, especially the last 5 minutes of that period. Oregon looked really strong.
Yeah, that first period kind of saw the Ducks a little bit out of sorts, not really comfortable in their own zone. They had too many defensive zone turnovers, and to go down with two penalty kills in the first period, that's always not good. But that second penalty kill for the Ducks provided to be a kind of a big energy boost for them, and a big hit by Warren Berg, and then a lot of physical play right after that. And I think that's what I was saying during the broadcast, that's the Ducks style. They want to be physical. They want to get the puck in deep and really grind on the Arizona State's defense. And yeah, that all starts with that big penalty kill and that big hit by Warren Berg. And Ducks were able to create like a few more chances. And that second half of the period was way different for the Ducks. And hopefully they can continue that momentum into the second period.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what does happen in the second period, because it's one thing to get your boys ready to play in practice, to have a good game plan, but when you get to that intermission as a coach, you got to do something. You got to make adjustments, and that's something that we've kind of seen to be tough for the Ducks over the last couple of years. You know, we love Oregon hockey. We love everyone involved with Oregon hockey, but what the Ducks have had coaching-wise the last couple of years, you had Chris Stankovic doing most of the coaching last year. He's playing this year. He's a good hockey mind. But he doesn't have that relationship with the players as a coach. He's one of the boys. It's hard for him to light a fire in the locker room. Before that, you had Bill Leahy, who was really able to only commit sort of 50% of the time because he had professional commitments. They haven't really had a coach the way that they have this year in a very long time. So we're hoping that we can start to see some of those things like good adjustments made during the intermissions and kind of more direct strategy for the rest of the game. We know we're going to see that from Arizona State. So are they going to come out and be able to correct the mistakes that they made that allowed the Ducks to come back into that game? Or is the Ducks locker room going to be better off at saying, look, we were doing what we want to do the last 5 minutes of that period. We were making Arizona State play our game a little bit with the physicality. And if the Ducks can kind of turn it around in the second period, or even just stay down one goal, if they go into the third period 1-0 still, 2-1, something like that. Excuse me. That's gonna really speak well to this coaching staff and to this Ducks team. And like you said, remember that hit by Warren Berg. That's as good as a good, strong, and clean as a hit as we've seen from a Duck player in quite a long time. And that may really light a fire under this Ducks squad. It says just under 4 minutes before we get back to the second period. So we're going to take one last break here, and we'll be back with you for the start of the second period. Don't you go anywhere. going to 7th. Barnes, Peterson, and PK coming up.
Who's the starting pitcher for the Astros today?
I don't remember. Peacock is in now. And taking the ice for period number 2, your Oregon Ducks team led out by Noah Rosenberg made 17 saves in that first period, which is very good, but it's perhaps not ideal to have to make quite that many saves. Danny Cockrell used to face that problem for the Ducks where he would make 45 saves in a game and they wouldn't win because they would face 50 shots. But great first 20 minutes for Rosenberg. He had a couple of saves that were easy. Most of them were not. And the one goal that he was beaten by Dotson, he just left his post a tad too early. I'm not really sure if that even made a difference. It was just such a perfectly placed shot from Dotson that it just not much that Baby Rosie could have done between the pipes there.
Yeah, but a couple highlight reel saves for Rosie in the first period. Some lunging saves, diving across, and so yeah, Ducks do want to kind of limit those shots for this period and play more in their offensive zone versus their defensive zone.
So from San Diego to Edmonton and anyone here in Eugene, welcome back for period number 2. Teams have switched sides, going opposite directions this period, so the Ducks are right to our left. Still wearing those yellow jerseys, although fans of the Mighty Ducks movies know there is no rule against changing uniforms. Got to use that line in context once with this Ducks team. They actually changed their had to change the pant part of their uniform in one game. It was too close to the opponents and it was confusing everybody. Dangerous first shift from the Sun Devils. Could have expected that. And Trevor Schott will just dump that one in right in front of the Ducks bench as they get a change. 50 seconds gone in period number 2.
Big hit by Galuli in the corner.
And Stankovic knocked down there and spins around, lost a wheel, and there was a one-timer to be had for Arizona State, but they couldn't handle it cleanly enough. Now Stankovic goes into the corner, tries to collect that one, chips it on the backhand, trying to find Galuli. Now it'll come for Adam Sussman. He backhands for Stankovic. That'll carry him around toward Jackson Howery. Howery collects it, ran into a brick wall. And deflected there, nearly out of the zone, not quite. Now Howery will paddle that one forward, 18-28, and going to go as icing against Jackson Howery.
Yeah, looks like Jackson having a few conversation with the Sun Devil players out there, and never know.
He's still yapping back at him. Jackson's got a mouth on him. That is undisputed on that Ducks bench.
I think all goalies kind of have a mouth on them. They either are completely silent or always yapping to the other team.
For those who don't know, Brent is correct. Jackson Howery is actually by trade a goaltender, because that one goes off the side of the net. He was one of the Ducks' primary goalies last year. Was actually thinking that he was going to be a goalie coach for the Ducks this year, and they needed bodies. So here he is skating out, and he's been a joy to watch. A lot of fun and great stick skills, great strong skater. Scored the first goal of the Ducks season in their exhibition against the Eugene Generals. And he's a Eugene native. Got that first goal in the battle for Eugene.
Yeah, and I always called him kind of one of the X factors for the game because he kind of always has one play like last week against Berkeley, had a beautiful touch pass in the neutral zone, and because we've seen most of these Ducks players for a year or two now, so we kind of know their play style, but we really didn't have any idea what kind of play style Jackson would have as that puck hits the ceiling.
I have never seen that. Because over the netting.
Wall. Yeah, over the netting it hit the wall, so very interesting shot. Ricochet.
Over the give you a sense of where that hit. You can see the scoreboard at the top of your frame. That was a good 15, 20 feet above that. As that one's just too far out in front of Barkley, and Arizona State takes over, but now Stangeland on it. Stangeland's going to try and break it offside on the Ducks, and Barkley took the shot anyway. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, say he didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah, good pinch by Stangeland there, and play was offside, but Ducks D doing a good job helping out their forwards any way they can, causing turnovers or jumping with them in the play.
Sussman's backhanded pass towards Stankovic there. Stanky and Sussman been quite a productive D pair for the Ducks today. Another big collision behind the play. Referee's not interested. That one fired high and wide of Noah Rosenberg with 16:58 left in this second period. And icing against the Ducks that time. Their second icing of the period. We saw the Devils ice the puck twice in the opening frame.
And no one's really broken out offensively in this period yet. Still a 1-0 lead for the Sun Devils.
And that one towards Estrada. Can he get there in the corner to secure it for the Ducks? He can, but lost it once he was there. Now Sussman trying to keep it alive. Armstrong there too. Armstrong trying to wrap his stick around and keep it in the zone. Good job, Derek Armstrong, on that play. Keeps that in the Sun Devil zone. It's their puck, but good play nonetheless. That one shot and go ahead.
Oh, I think we see a new line for the top line for the Ducks with Estrada jumping up there with Armstrong and Shaw. So it looks like they changed Nick Jones off that line and put in Estrada.
As Estrada and Jones, both newcomers to this Ducks team. But neither one of them a freshman, both juniors. Playing in their first season with this Duck squad. More collisions at center ice and the puck behind the net. Now here comes Arizona State chasing it, but Ducks were there first. Puck across the red line, and that's icing. 15:42 left. Referees keep an eye on the bench. Doesn't look like the Ducks will change either. You've got a Thomas Durand sighting out there. Durand, Lutz, and Howe. Berg and Stangeland. The 5 for the Ducks. So there's an opportunity for Nathan Lutz to lead by example on this line. Lutz a sophomore, but a bit of a leadership role with this team already this year, and maybe a potential future captain for this team if he stays with it for all 4 years. We saw him score an absolute beauty against Cal. 10 seconds after we had declared a Trevor Schott goal the goal of the year. That one nearly spun itself in, but it hit off the top of the cage. 15 minutes even left in this period. Misplayed at the point, and a break for the Ducks as Arizona State out of it, and careful on that line change, boys. Big collision chance for the Ducks. Nathan Lutz scores! The Ducks have tied the game. It was a mistake from Arizona State. Nice pass across to Nathan Lutz, and he finds the back of the net.
That was a great pass from the Ducks there to find Lutz. All wide open with the goaltender. There's some big commotion between both benches right before the play where the puck went in. No one wanted to get a too many men penalty, and the puck found itself the 2-on-1, and Lutz was able to bury it. And what a great shot by Lutz.
Yeah, really important that the Ducks didn't give up too many men there. And not only did they not do that, but they set themselves up with a 2-on-1. And Nathan Lutz, who we were just talking about, hey, we get one right every once in a while, turned out to make a big impact. Now here come the Ducks again. Armstrong with a slap shot deflected, and Ducks feeling it a little bit now. In front, Trevor Schott trying to settle it for himself. Somewhere along the lines, Arizona State came away with the puck. Armstrong with another big hit. Earl running with the flag across the Duck stands, trying to get the people going. That one cleared, and it's going to be another icing, and Arizona State doesn't like that one, and hybrid icing seems to come up as a point of controversy every single time we play. And they're going to, not only are they going to override this icing and put it in the neutral zone, which we see them do sometimes, they're going to put this all the way in the Duck zone. And Trevor Schott is saying, hey, if you missed that call, you're supposed to put that in the neutral zone. That's at least what we've always seen. But referee said, nope, it's going to go right to the glove side of Noah Rosenberg. I don't know if that's an official rule when they do that, or if it's just the linesman trying to be equal, but now we're going to move it to the neutral zone. Okay. As soon as I spent enough time talking about it, they move it to the neutral zone.
Yeah, one of the duties for captain. Schott always knows the rules, and seems like he always has a rule book up his sleeve, making sure the refs, just give him a friendly reminder.
Schott's another one with the mouth on him. Schott and Howry, very good at talking. Very good at playing hockey, too. 6 minutes left in this period. Nothing major happens either way off of that faceoff. Maddox, Barkley, and Jones out there now. We've talked a lot about the improvement of Derek Armstrong this season, but Chris Maddox as well looks like a different player this year.
Yeah, Maddox has some really good plays, especially on the penalty kill, some good clears, a great face-off wins, and yeah, like you said, he's really improved this year.
And he was a guy last year who was really one of the kind of toward the end of the bench names, and part of it is necessity being the mother of invention. He's had to play more this year as the Ducks ice the puck again, but he's been solid. He's been earning those minutes, and he's looked like he belongs out there.
Yeah, and they're pretty important minutes too, like on the penalty kill and important face-off draws. Pretty good face-off man for the Ducks, and like we said, I want to point out that Derek Armstrong move to forward tonight is working out really well for the Ducks. Able to move the puck and lay on the body whenever he can, and some really good passes out there too.
More physical play in front of that board area, and it'll come to Nick Jones in the neutral zone. He chips it forward. The Ducks go for the change. Oh, look out. They could be in for it here, but that one will just go into the corner, and in fact it is icing that time. No argument, as Chris Stankovic was leading the race.
Yeah, Sun Devils tried to do a nice little quick up to try to catch the Ducks on a change, but whenever you try to do that, one of the bad things that could happen is an icing call, and advantage to the Ducks here where they throw out their second line, this is probably a new first line for the Ducks. Looks like the coach is going to put out their big man with Lutz, Schott, and Armstrong out there. I think that's always a good call. I want to put out kind of like a super line when you have a good offensive zone face-off.
We'll see if they keep this as a line for the rest of the way. It kind of has the feel of a third period move to put Lutz, Armstrong, and Schott on the same line, but if it goes well, they may stick with it rather than just using it for the special situation. Lutz chips that one forward. Another chance for the Ducks. Shot into the corner, and Lutz trying to center, but it never came cleanly enough for Schott. Now here is Trevor and Lutz. Back to Trevor Schott. Centering Sussman was nearly there, but couldn't get it cleanly. Now Armstrong, who's playing at the point again defensively here, along with Stangeland. Now as Berg comes out to join Stangeland, I think that was just temporary cover from Armstrong. Does look like he's going to be out there. So Armstrong shot Lutz. Centering, chance, and Lutz fanned on it. Centering, shooting. They stuff it. Can they get it home? No, it's wide. Somehow that puck did not find the back of the net.
Yeah, somehow all right. I don't even know how that puck did not find the back of the net. You had Berg, Armstrong, Lutz, all the Ducks' big names in there, and they could not pound that one home. And good on Arizona defense to clear that one out, and it looks like the net was off its mooring, so whistle blown, but some great offensive zone pressure there. So I don't think that's going to be a line for the Ducks, the Lutz Armstrong shot line. I think Coach Oren Lim was just trying to catch Arizona State after an icing and put some of their big guns out there, but it paid off because even though the puck did get out of the zone after that icing, they were able to come back and create some really intense havoc in front of the net.
Now we got Maddox, Jones, Barkley for the Ducks. Stangeland and Berg, your D pair. Mostly Arizona State's puck. Now Maddox will chase this one down. Nice confident pass back from Maddox to Stangeland, and now it's dumped in as the Ducks gain the red line. Big hit thrown there. Maddox trying to use his body after. But Arizona State still with the puck. That pass is going to be trouble, and it's going to be a goal for Arizona State. Aaron Burden beats Rosenberg. Nothing he could have done.
Yeah, that was a home run pass by the Arizona State defenseman to hit Aaron Burden on the breakaway, and Rosenberg couldn't quite get over there in time to slide on that backhanded shot, but that's really an awesome home run pass by Arizona out there. So we'll see if their defense kind of continues trying to catch the Ducks on home run passes like that throughout the game, because they got the Ducks flat-footed on that one.
I just got in behind the defense, and then the backhand finish one-on-one with Rosenberg, but that one squirts out of the zone, and Arizona State's got to go the wrong way.
And Arizona State wasn't really controlling in their offensive zone too much, because Ducks sustained a lot of pressure, and that last goal was their first opportunity in quite some time in this period.
Just chipping at it there in front of Rosenberg. Gets swatted into the corner, and now Arizona State cycling and setting up again. High shot, and it's knocked down. Trying to poke it out of there was Stankovic. Now the Ducks with the chance to break. Here comes Oregon now. Shot wide, and Howry will try to go chase that down, but Arizona State got there, and then down goes Howry. Maybe penalties both ways there. And now finally poked by Stankovic, and it's going to be just Jackson Howry.
Yeah, Coach Orr not happy with that one. None of the Ducks players are, because it looked like they're going to get Jackson for the hook, but I think I saw even a trip at the end of that play too as well.
Yeah, after I mean, I don't have a problem with the Howry hook so much. He got tied up, and that call is going to be made, but boy, it sure seemed like he got tripped after that.
Yeah, it looks like the refs didn't call that retaliation trip, but nonetheless, the Sun Devils to save there by Rosenberg back on the power play. So we'll see if the Ducks kind of turn this into a positive and maybe fire up their team once again like they did after that second penalty kill last period.
It's about the same time in the period that it was last time. Down a goal again, 2-1 your score. Big penalty kill for the Ducks. Most of it still left. 1 minute, 52 seconds left on the Howry minor for hooking. Point shot from Arizona State. Blocked and deflected somewhere, and did that get netting? Must have, as the puck has disappeared out of play and is replaced. 9:36 left in the second period, just past the halfway point of this game. Only 14 seconds in to the Sun Devil power play. Here's where Arizona State can get methodical. Go behind the net, that pass, trying to find Burden again. was a little sloppy. Here they come. Just tape-to-tape passes from Arizona State. Another good one. 9:08 left in the period. That one found its way to Rosenberg, and he stick saves that one away. 1 minute, 11 seconds left on the Jackson Howery minor. Point again, opposite point, and now throwing it. So, but Arizona State does so many different things on this power play.
Yeah, they really don't.
It all
stick to
starts from the
one
point.
play.
And shot deflected, and I think that may have been off a duck on the deflection. Tough break for Oregon as Arizona State leads 3-1.
Yeah, good on Arizona State throwing it from the half court. I believe that was number 24 for ASU. Hunter Dragosh with the shot, and I think like you said, it might have hit off a duck player in front, and Rosenberg was leaning one way, and that deflection really sharply changed the direction of the puck. And just like that, Arizona gets a 2-goal lead.
I mean, how many times do we say it? You throw that puck at the net, good things will happen. It doesn't always need to be beating the goaltender with a tremendous shot. Sometimes it
doesn't even need to hit your
just
own
dumb
player
luck.
Too. It can, you never know when it's going to hit off another defenseman or any kind of skate or stick in front.
Go back as well to a goal scored by Derek Armstrong last week against Cal. He had the puck hit him in the skate as the Ducks were trying a centering pass, and he ended up with an open back door. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left. Two of the 3 goals scored by Arizona State on the power play. Five on 5, it's looked pretty good for the Ducks. 1-1 at 5-on-5, but it unfortunately doesn't work like that. And Sussman gets knocked down, shoved in the face in front of goal, but we are going to get a penalty called on that.
Yeah, Ducks were looking for any kind of call. It looks like they're going to get it. High sticking.
It goes against Brendan Nail. I'll tell you what, though. Jackson Howery kind of had a bump into Nail after that play. He was really lucky he didn't just get a 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike or a something like that. It wouldn't really have been a good call, but it wouldn't have been the worst one we've ever seen.
And this is a big momentum shift for the Ducks if they can steal one back and make it a 1-goal deficit. And let's see what their power play has got in store for us.
Ducks trying to center it there. Oh, good opportunity. Nathan Lutz had a good clean shot at that one.
Yeah, good find by Berg to get it all the way on the goal line to Lutz. Really good pass.
Now Lutz behind the goal. Galuli. Galuli's knocked down and one. And kept in by Berg. Galuli's there. Now to shot. Shot at the O, and that shot took a deflection on its way towards Sanchez. Again, trying to center are the Ducks, and again, it's going to be Arizona State cleanly breaking out on the penalty kill. And here's Galuli. Galuli just onside. He fires a shot, and it's saved by Sanchez. 1:07 left on the Sun Devil penalty. 6:52 left in period number 2.
Yeah, we saw 1 or 2 good opportunities, especially when that Berg pass found Lutz on the goal line. And some good opportunities for the Ducks, and hopefully their second unit can have some good success here.
Warrenberg chases that one down, gets it to Sussman. And miscommunication perhaps there. Now it's behind there in the corner, and see here Noah really shouting out instruction there to his team. Here's Stankovic. Stankovic going to go the whole way. Now it's chipped away from him. 6:25 left in the second period. 36 seconds left. Couple more chances perhaps on this power play for the Ducks. Sussman starts, stops, goes the other way, now circles it, trying to find Stankovic, but pickpocketed. Now it'll come back for Sussman. He gets it across to Stangeland, the Norwegian. and caught out of the air, but here are the Ducks again, and
For a hand pass.
hand pass called. 11 seconds left on the 2-minute penalty called against Brandon Nail. High sticking was the infraction. And the Ducks are going to have to win this faceoff, you'd think, to get a one last power play rush. Otherwise, it's going to be another successful kill for Arizona State.
And pretty interesting. They're still having shot back there on the point, even though they only have under 10 seconds left on their power play.
And here comes Trevor Schott doing a lot of it himself. Nearly did it all, but one move too many, and here comes Arizona State. Back to five-a-side hockey. Great drop pass and a great save from Rosenberg. Arizona State, quick pass. Rosenberg knocked it down, couldn't hold it. Another one wide of the cage. Rosenberg got a little bit farther out of his crease than I think he'd like to be, but that one went wide. Knocked down, shipped away, and now Armstrong and Galuli both chase that for the Ducks. Target locking as Armstrong went for the big hit there. Nearly sent a Sun Devil into his own bench, but showed just enough restraint.
Good hit by Jones there on the half board. Just took out his man out of the play.
And looking for the home run pass again is Arizona State, but it will be icing.
I don't think Arizona State liked that icing call, but like you said, Arizona State again looking for a home run pass, because they did. That's how they scored their second goal of the game.
Yeah, Arizona State coach is really discussing with his referees, but this time he's not going to get what he wants, I wouldn't think. And yep, the faceoff will stay in the Sun Devil zone. You got to be an advocate, though, as a coach.
Yeah, it's part of the
Can't hold it against them.
coaching duties.
Sussman tried to center that one. Arizona State will hop on the puck, and still on the puck of the Sun Devils. Now it's going to be shot around by the Duck defense, but still taken by the Sun Devils. Now there's a penalty coming up, and it will be called. Peyton Barkley took the trip.
Yeah, a little shaken up on the play. Looks like he might have gotten a slash to where there's not enough padding on that leg pad there. So probably want to check out with the trainer there on the bench. But Ducks the power play again, and this unit did have a few good opportunities a few minutes earlier in the period. So let's see if they can kind of regain some offensive pressure and throw some shots on Sanchez.
Armstrong pickpocketed there and going to be cleared by Arizona State. 4:15 left in this second period, and $1:45 now on the Ducks power play. It's a tripping minor called against Josh Morgan.
Yeah, under 5 minutes left in the second. It'd be a huge momentum shift.
Here's
for the
Trevor
Ducks.
Schott got around one defenseman. Now trying to center, but cleared easily Arizona State. Another minute and 20 seconds of power play time for the Ducks.
Yeah, Sun Devils have a pretty aggressive penalty kill, really pressuring the Ducks when they have it behind their own net.
There's Nathan Lutz. It was chipped away from him. Lutz now into the corner, not controlled by the Ducks, and Berg is knocked off the puck, and a shorthanded chance for the Sun Devils. Here they come, and the shot ripped wide. Austin Mills got a lot of mustard on that one.
Yes, great speed by Mills there, bodied Berg and threw on the Jets and able to get a shorthanded chance.
Do that one and then be a pro on PlayStation every once in a while, but doesn't usually work quite that well. The shot part of it, I'm very good at missing it like that, but here's Berg. Berg for Galuli. Galuli heard the footsteps and was able to dish it to Armstrong behind the net. Armstrong turns, shoots, scores! Da-da-da, da-da-da! Great goal from Derek Armstrong on the power play, and it's 3-2.
That was unbelievable by Armstrong. Who knew the big man had some hands in the shot as well? Able to corral it around the net and went bar down. You could hear that one from up here in the announcer's booth. That was insane.
I don't know if the answer is that Riley Orr knew that or that Cooper Lim knew that, but one of the two of them must have known that to put Armstrong up as a forward. And 3-2, we got a whole new ball game with 2:40 left in period number 2.
Yeah, what a huge coaching decision by Orr and Lim to. I think they saw something in those Berkeley games where Derek Armstrong was really controlling the puck and using his wheels and has a good shot like you just saw just there. And they decided to put him on forward, and it's really paying some dividends for them in this game.
Armstrong, we talked about it. He had a goal in that Berkeley series, and it was a goal that came from being in the right place at the right time. That one a little more manufactured, and it's back to a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, Rosenberg couldn't quite control the rebound on that one off a heavy shot from a Sun Devil player, and he's not too happy about that one, and they were able to pot home the rebound.
Armstrong's he's been asked to do so much tonight, and sometimes it's just too much. 4-2 though, still very much a hockey game.
Yeah, still 2 minutes, 13 seconds left.
And you're only in period 2. We got a whole third period left.
Yeah, so if Ducks can maybe grab one back here, they'll be back where they just were with that Armstrong goal. But starts off with some defensive play. Stanklin there to bat it away and right in front of the net.
Just about 20 seconds between those 2 goals. Now Arizona State behind the net again. Another shot towards Rosenberg.
Yeah, Sun Devils with an all-out attack after that goal. They're trying to do anything behind the net.
And here comes Arizona State again. Knocked off the puck, but they keep it. And now Estrada. Estrada's got Trevor Schott, and he can get there. Shot with Armstrong. Shot! Fires it and knocked away.
Yeah,
hindsight 2020, but maybe should have played that puck to Armstrong.
Possibly that. He had a defenseman sliding there in front, but if that shot was maybe just a little bit an inch higher, or a glove or the goalie's glove an inch lower, that was picketed for the top shelf. But yeah, not a bad idea going for the shot there by Trevor, because he had that. Because the goalie just got just enough of it to make it go out of play.
It's a broken stick being collected.
It looks like.
Is that a goalie stick?
Yeah, I think that's
looks pretty big.
Stick.
That's expensive.
So I wonder if he already kind of felt it breaking a little bit, or maybe just out of frustration. But regardless, he has a stick.
Rebounds there. Puck loose. And here comes Arizona State in transition. Ducks get the clear, and that's going to be icing when it crosses the line. No, it was ruled off by the opposite linesman. They say Arizona State's player is too close to that. They're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt for the icing. 1 minute just about left in this period. Howry hit hard there, and then he's going to continue to pursue that puck. Good job from Jackson Howry there.
Yeah, it's
42 seconds left. Go ahead.
He shrugged off that hit really well. I was really surprised. I thought he was going to get lit up, but he able to drop his own defender there.
Jackson Howry listed at 5'9", 170. Well, I would say both of those figures are generous. 25 seconds left as the puck goes out of play.
At 24 seconds left here, looks like the Ducks are going to probably load up with all their big guns and try to get any kind of opportunity. And what a way to end the period if they could get.
It's a Estrada out there with Schott and Armstrong. Yet another arrangement. And behind the net, centering. Oh, that was 5-2 on the stick tape, but Arizona State couldn't make it happen. Shot, throws that one on goal, deflected away, 6 seconds left. One last shot if they can get it on the slot real quickly, and that one nearly a bad bounce, and there's the horn. 4-2, the score at the end of 40 minutes. It's been a great game. Arizona State has been every bit as good as advertised, but the Ducks have really not been that far back. And a couple of bounces the other way, and we got a tie game, or at least 3-2 right now. So we will take a quick break. We'll leave you with the Oregon hockey theme. Once more, our wonderful theme music, composed, written, and produced by Tanner Ferris. And that's the rest of our staff tonight. It's just me and Brent. So we will be back after we catch our breath. We'll be back to wrap up period number 2 and preview period number 3. Don't you go anywhere. Let's see if we can figure out something better for that for next game. All right, back with you, Brent Kelly, Isaac Rosenthal, 4-2, our score after 40 minutes of play. A little bit, a couple of good bounces for Arizona State in that period, but the Ducks are still right there in it.
Yeah, that period was kind of back and forth. Arizona regained a 2-goal lead, but yeah, it was kind of crazy. What a highlight reel by Derek Armstrong. That was really fun to see. Ducks power play looked pretty good. Just kind of clean up the turnovers in their own zone, tying up defensively a little bit. Like we said on the broadcast, Coach Orr and Lim are really patting themselves on the back after putting Derek Armstrong on the first line. It's really paying off for them. And yeah, this looks like a much cleaner, a little bit tighter Ducks team than last week we saw in Berkeley, where things kind of fell apart. But yeah, like we said all year, the third periods are going to be really big for the Ducks because that's a shorter bench out there than we've seen in years before. So it's going to be a real test for the Ducks coming up against a really smart, efficient program like Arizona State.
Absolutely, and we'll see the first 5 minutes of this third period are going to be real interesting. Right now it's 4-2, it's a game, but it was we've seen that before, and then we've talked at the end of the game about what went wrong. And I think honestly for the Ducks, you'd never say this in the locker room. If it ends a 1-goal game, a 2-goal game with Arizona State winning, I think that's a victory for the Ducks. But they can't afford to think that way right now, because if they get a good first couple of shifts and they can get this first goal of this third period, all of a sudden the result of this game is going to be something that the Ducks can chase after. So they're playing well, and they deserve to be in that conversation. They're doing a good job of staying out of the box. They've got that's another thing to watch, because this game has been getting it's been inching a little bit closer and closer and closer from physical to chippy. The Ducks want to play physical. No one wants to play chippy, because when you start playing chippy, you start losing guys left and right to penalties. You don't want people to get injured, so they can keep that needle there as far to the right of physical as they can get it before it starts to be chippy. That's where the Ducks want to play, and I don't really think that's where Arizona State wants to play. They can do it. They can play. They've got some big boys on that team, but it seems to be that the Ducks are doing a good job of kind of getting under their skin a little bit. They want to strike a balance there, but they want to get themselves on the power play. They want to avoid taking penalties themselves and get more opportunities for their big guns, the shots, the Lutz, and apparently the Derek Armstrongs of this team.
Yeah, like you said, the Ducks want to play to their own style. Their own style is playing physical. We kind of saw Arizona State get a little bit rattled at the end of the first period when the Ducks started upping the physical play. And after that Derek Armstrong goal, like you said, 20 seconds later, that's when Arizona State fought back, and they potted their own goal right after that. So if the Ducks do get, get a goal right here, they have to get back and play defense because Arizona State's becoming real hard. They have a lot of reinforcements on their bench. So once you get that goal, you have to put on the offensive pressure. You can't get the puck back in your own zone and play defense for the next 2 minutes. You have to get on the other side of the rink, get shots on goal. And yeah, it all starts with a good face-off. Start off the period. Like you said, the power play's been clicking, and they just got to play Ducks hockey, which you said, playing super physical and kind of finding that line between these refs. You know, they've been constant communication with them all night. You don't want to teeter onto that side of getting chippy. You want to be physical and play Ducks hockey.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We've got just about a minute and a half before we get back, so we're going to get our camera flipped around. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back with a third period in just a moment. So just about set for period number 3. If I sound a little distracted early on in this period, it is the 9th inning of the World Series. Dodgers, my beloved Dodgers, currently down 2. Seems like been another great game in Houston. Great World Series we've been treated to. But back to puck, back to hockey, back to Eugene. Third period just about to get underway. And now it is underway. Stangeland into the corner. Some more hellos out to Dixon, California, Oak Park, Illinois, and anyone else we may have missed. Hello and happy Friday night to you as well. Armstrong takes it away. He'll knock that one forward, and it's taken by Arizona State. 19:28 left. 2-goal lead for Arizona State. Fanned there by Stankovic, but it nearly created a passing opportunity, and it's what we talked about. Good things happen when you aim to get the puck on net. Still with it is Trevor Schott offside. Go the Ducks. Kiernan Gillooly, pardon me.
Yeah,
cannot believe it.
That's a break for the Devils there, because Schott was going to do some Trevor Schott things and weave his way through, and just offside are the Ducks on that play.
Howery, Gillooly, Lutz, the forwards for the Ducks. Sussman, Stankovic, the pair defensively. Dropped back for Arizona State. Cycling around the corner, that was Brett Sharon. And now dropped back. Here's Arizona State building from behind the net. One-timer, they score. 5-2 as Rosenberg is beaten.
Yeah, that looked like it was Wyatt Dotson and number 7 Brett Sharon going back and forth, where number 7 right in front of the slot. Brett looked like he was going to go for the shot, but went back to, I believe that was Dotson. And he was able to pot, I believe that's his second goal of the game, and looks like the Ducks are going to take a penalty here. I'm not sure why. Either I haven't seen a signal from the referee yet.
Yeah, Jackson Howery is sitting in the penalty box. I didn't see him do anything after the goal. Maybe magic words. And again, to get to a point with your magic words that a hockey ref has heard enough, you've really got to say a lot. If ever there's a sport where they let you talk, it's hockey.
Yeah, hockey really has its own language.
I think they gave Jackson a 10-minute misconduct. We're going to play 5-a-side.
That had to be something he said out there. Or did I didn't see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's anything he really did, I think they'd be giving Arizona State a power play. I think that's just identifying Jackson Howery as a guy who might lead to something else and trying to cool him down for 10 minutes, but I'm never a fan of the 10-minute misconduct. That's kind of welcome to the ref show territory for me. So 10 whole minutes. It's the only thing we could possibly think of where we'd be playing 5-a-side. And now the referee's going to open the penalty box door and have another lecture with Jackson Howery. Howery trying to plead his case, and referee is less than interested.
Yeah, maybe some sort of argument with the ref.
I think Jackson's still just trying to figure out, what happened. Well, whatever it is, it's 5-2, and Howery gets a rest, but it's still 5-a-side hockey. The way that this Arizona State team plays, that might not be quite a backbreaker, but it feels close to it. 3-goal lead feels real different than 2. Chip back by Schott. Estrada is chasing this down. He's going to try to take a shot. It goes off the side of the net and is taken by Arizona State.
And not a bad shot there by Estrada, because Sanchez was a little bit off his post, and that just hit the outside of the netting.
Stankovic tried to drop for Schott there, miscommunicated, and tripping himself up at the blue line, Arizona State's Marcus Valver. And that one will be played by Vasquez. Sanchez. 17:05 left third period. Arizona State has made it 5-2, the first goal of the third period, and it happened just about 1 minute and 10 seconds in. That one sent down the length of the ice, and no icing going to be played, in fact, by Sanchez. Jones will lay a large hit on himself into the boards there. Couldn't put the brakes on. Centering pass for Arizona State, and Rosenberg got 99% of that puck, but it trickles through and scores. It's 6-2.
Yeah, that was number 3, Aaron Burden. So Arizona State getting almost all their goals from Burden and number 15, Wyatt Dotson. So those two guys have been real catalysts for the Sun Devils in today's game. And like you said, Rosenberg just got almost all that puck with just enough to squeak through for the goal. So yeah, like you said before, it was obviously not the best situation being down by 3, but now the deficit's 4, and that could be the backbreaker for the Ducks unless they start getting their offensive game going soon.
Assuming we were right about the 10-minute misconduct, would have about 4 or 5 more minutes left on it for Howery, and then he's out on a whistle. And deflected, puck bouncing around, and Duran's got to go the other way, get a new stick, as Rosenberg covers that one up. I think Duran's stick was actually okay. I didn't want to waste the time picking it up.
Yeah, I think Ducks wanted some sort of slashing call on that, slashing the stick right out.
Yeah, I mean, if you stick checked and it's enough for the stick to get dropped, it's supposed to be an automatic call.
Yeah, slashing isn't always just breaking the stick or at the hands. Like, that call doesn't get called too often, but when it does, it really should get called. Anything with the slashing motion, that's what the refs want to see.
Estrada with the puck, asking for it was Stankovic. Does come for Stankovic. He throws a shot. It takes a bounce like a lacrosse ball in front of the goal. And Armstrong will try to knock that one forward for shot. That one thrown the length of the ice. No icing. Arizona State's there first. And Stankovic, good job defensively there. To the point for Arizona State. Circling and trying to get a shot off. It goes wide. 14:48 left in the game. And it's a final in Houston. Here's Estrada. Deflected away. Now Nick Jones. Jones, good physical job there to stick with the puck. Knocked down by Stangelin there, and then he's hit hard, and some shoving going on there.
We're seeing Arizona really pick up their physical play after having a pretty comfortable lead. But that doesn't mean that they should get away from their defensive play, because it's been really good.
And that one will be covered up by Sanchez. Lutz was breathing down his neck.
I think Lutz wanted to give him a little bit of a snow shower, but he actually ended up tripping Josh Morgan for the Sun Devils, but everything seems calm for now.
Face off to the glove side of Sanchez. He's looked good tonight. Good but beatable as that puck comes right up towards us. We say it at least once a game, boys. If you break any of our equipment, we're going to hold you personally responsible. We'll figure out how much of that is a joke and how much of that is serious at which time we are ever actually hit. Has not happened yet in the 5 years or so we've been doing these broadcasts, but we have come very close. You will certainly know about it if it happens. Assuming that we're still on air after the fact. Face-off one, Arizona State. They wrap it around the board. Stangelin tries to get there, but it squirts just free, and Devils with a break, but Warren Berg, good job defensively. Now Trevor Schott's going to start behind his own goal, and he's worked off the puck. Taking away Morgan. 13:40 left in this one. Galuli will... A good job there. Controls that one off his shin pad and then takes a shot of his own, but it's gloved by Sanchez. 13:33 left in the third.
That was kind of an interesting play by Galuli there. I haven't really seen a player kind of knee the puck off his knee and to his stick. Really impressive play.
Be interested to know. We know we've got some members of the Galuli clan out there. Did Kiernan ever play soccer? Does that did look? It's a pretty good first touch there on that. Coordination's important in all sports, but that motion looked a little soccerish there to me. I like it. Got him a shot on goal, and shots on goal, as we will say every time we do these broadcasts, are always good things. Not one sent wide of the cage. And Stankovic shoots that into the corner. Ducks were offside, but no ice there. The shot came from the right side of the red line in the neutral zone. Sussman chasing that one down. Forward for Arizona State. Got to be careful not to go onside, and they'll just have to dump it in and then regroup. Sussman back for Stankovic. Now back to Sussman. 6-2 our score. 12:45 left in this game. It was 1-0 the end of the first, then 4-2 the end of the last period. A couple of quick ones have put this game in Arizona State's pocket. And they've just got to get across the finish line with that lead still intact.
Ooh.
Penalty is coming up. It's going to go against Arizona State, so Rosenberg a chance to go to the bench, and now the whistle. 12:16 left.
Yeah, that was kind of a nasty high stick by number 25. Will Bain caught shot right up high, and sort of a retaliation call. Looks like they were going back and forth, but looks like they'll be sitting for 2 minutes, so.
Full cage face masks in college hockey, so no risk for that one really to draw blood. Not going to see it go to 4 minutes, just 2. And the Ducks to the power play again. If ever there was a critical one, here it is. If there's any chance of a miracle for the Ducks, it's got to start with the power play goal here.
Again, Arizona State with the hyper-intensive penalty kill. They got 2 forwards past their blue line and really pressuring the Ducks in their own zone.
Here's Trevor Schott again, trying to do a lot of it himself. And Warren Berg ends up with it back for Lutz. Lutz to the corner and backhanded. It's down. Trying to knock it down was Galuli, and he can't believe what he just did. Too much on that puck as he tried to get it back to the point. The Sun Devils with a free clear and a chance to change. Stangeland put on the brakes, was nearly run into. 11:20 left in the game. 1 minute flat now left on the Ducks power play. Berg tried to work that one down to Lutz, but it was intercepted. And now Berg trying to steal it, but it's still Arizona State on it, and they were offside. And Trevor Schott didn't like that shot still came in from Arizona State.
Yeah, he's giving.
And from his reaction, I think he's going to get penalized.
Yeah, I think the play was called offside and late shot by Arizona a few seconds after the whistle.
And it looks like Trevor did get away with it. He didn't really do anything other than just stare down the Arizona State player.
Yeah. It's like Jackson Howery's still in the box.
Well, we wouldn't quite be, we're not quite past 10 minutes yet.
I know he's itching to get out there.
That goal from my clock came at 1 minute 11 seconds of the first period, so a minute and a half or so left on the 10. And down goes Duck player there, Stangeland, it looks like. He may have lost a wheel. So he's going to try to struggle to get back to the bench. Ducks still on the power play. You'd never know, though. This penalty kill has been so strong and so aggressive from Arizona State. And Stankovic introduced to the board. 6 seconds left on the power play. About 40 seconds left on what we believe was a 10-minute misconduct to Jackson Howery. And the whistle. One minute exactly. No, not quite 1 minute exact. We'll figure it out. He'll be out when he'll be out. We didn't get a good shot at the time. Anything longer than the 10 would have sent Howery to the showers, so it's what it's got to be, just for magic words. Just in the interest of, I suppose the referee would say, keeping control of the game. And thanks, Kellen, letting us know. Kieran did play a little soccer, so maybe that was some instinct kicking in. Maybe I'm making too much of it. 10 minutes left now in this game. And Arizona State has found the back of the net once more. 9:55 left. It's 7-2.
And just like the last Arizona State goal, that was number 7, Brett Charon, to Wyatt Dotson. And they've been going really back and forth right behind the Ducks goal. Some really tape-to-tape crisp passes for the Sun Devils there. and again beat Rosenberg.
It's a third period Hattie for Dotson. Well, they gave it to Sharon.
I believe the last goal was Sharon to Dotson. This one, Dotson to Sharon.
Yeah, it sounds like you got it just right. Still a hat trick in the game for Dotson, at least. He may have had 4. And here comes Peyton Barkley. Barkley will dump it in and chase. 9:36 left.
Yeah, this is the time when the game's a little bit out of reach, where you still want to stay disciplined and still want to stick to your game. Don't want to go over the line on anything.
Ducks will head up to Seattle next week, November 3rd and 4th, 9 and 8 p.m. starts against Washington. The first 2 games of the I-5 Cup. Huskies are back in Eugene January 19th and 20th. We do try to get up to Seattle for those games. We will see about it. We'll try and make them up there for you if we can. If not, we do know Washington does an audio broadcast of their own. The I-5 Cup, if you win 3 or 4 games in the season as this Duck hockey team and lose literally every other one, but those 3 wins are enough to get you the I-5 Cup, it's a successful year. So very big week coming up next week as well for the Ducks in Washington. Bit of a different challenge with the Huskies. They're good dogs, though. Good team in Washington, and a road game as well, going to make it difficult for the Ducks. But they got 8.5 minutes or so, 8 minutes, 15 seconds left of this game to worry about first. Losing 7-2, just trying to keep it respectable. There's a chance, and Sussman nearly had that one fall to him. Couldn't quite put it on goal.
Yeah, he tried to bank it off the goaltender from behind the goal line. Almost got that one to go, and that one's out of play.
7:52, and Howery's out of here. Out of the box, that is. It's got to be a long skate back to your bench after a 10-minute misconduct. We'll see if there's a coach in his ear. Don't really want to get too hard on Jackson without knowing what he said, but it's not something you see very often where it's just a 10. Normally you'll see a 2 and a 10 or a 5 and a 10. So that's really just an annoyed referee that wants somebody out of his face for 10 minutes and doesn't feel like he can actually call a real penalty. It's 7-2. I suppose we'll give the Devils their 7th goal on the scoreboard for you. As the puck goes in the corner. Now an up-to-date scoreboard for you. And here comes Arizona State. Across the red line, into the corner with a man in the center, and it nearly got it to him. Aaron Burden found Aiden Ward. Got a Cam and an Aiden Ward on this Sun Devils team. We'll see if we can find out for you tomorrow if they're related. No ice there. 6:42 left in the game.
Yeah, I think we're still seeing Ducks this season be a little bit too fatigued in this third period. Not just this game alone, but most third period games with that short bench. Third period is going to be quite the challenge.
In front, and did they score again? It did. It's 8-2. Not much of a celebration from the Sun Devils, and that's classy.
Yeah, I think that was number 7 again, Brett Charon. So it looks like Charon, this top line, I'm going to assume, because they've been with all the offense, and looks like Coach Orr's going to take a timeout right now. So Charon and Wyatt Dotson, 15 and 7 for the Devils, just all over the score sheet tonight, kind of like last week with Leone
Number 7
and his Berkeley partner.
Assist again for number 15.
But yeah, it looks like Coach Orr and Lim just want to, snap the Ducks out of whatever they are in right now, because their defensive play has been not up to par at all. and Devils have just been running all over the Ducks.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Third period like this. I mean, we kind of saw the same thing in the second game against Cal last week. And in the first game against Cal last week, Ducks actually had the lead going into the third period. And you hate to bring up Jackson's name, but Ari was ejected from that first game against Cal, and shorter bench became even shorter, and then the same thing in this one. Losing 7 for 10 minutes is tough. He's a fiery guy. He's an emotional player, and maybe I think sometimes goalies are sort of given a little bit of a leeway, shall we say, in a way that skaters are not. And it might be just a skill that Jackson has to learn as a skater, that he needs to control his tempers more, because referees are, you got to really earn it as a goalie to get a penalty. And the referees are going to be a lot more inclined to blow the whistle against the skater.
Yeah, well, goalies are, what they say, a little weird. I mean, as a compliment to Jackson, because, we've all played goalie there, and is probably by far the most stressful position on the ice, most mental aspect on the hockey rink. But yeah, it's just
goalies aren't. I would object to that statement. Goalies are not a little weird. Goalies are very weird, and
but they love it.
We say that with the absolute utmost love and respect to Jackson, Ben, and Noah. Brendan, did you play goalie?
Yeah,
growing up?
I played roller in high school, so my senior year, actually, I had to play roller for the majority of the spring league. We kind of combined our ice and roller teams. It was a lot of fun. We went to the championship, but I played a goalie every other game. And the only goalie tendering advice I got was from the NHL game. So I guess our coach liked it because he always wanted me in there, but I did not want to play goalie every game.
My roller hockey days, I played as a skater, except in the cul-de-sac growing up, with a baseball glove and a swimming kickboard as a blocker. And you could not score on me then. Probably a little wider than your regulation blocker. And not facing the greatest of shots against, but man, that's a fun position to play, and you do have to be very weird. 5 minutes left. They say the same thing in soccer as well, and I'd have to imagine goalies in lacrosse are at least as weird.
Oh, yeah.
That just seems like a losing battle to be a goaltender in lacrosse. A little different in box lacrosse indoor with all the pads, but the boys that play goalie outdoor, that's special.
Yeah, speaking of box lacrosse, I was actually I went to the Ducks preseason game this year. I was talking to Brandon Montour, number 26 on the Anaheim Ducks, and
just gonna subtly name drop that there.
Yeah, they were working the concourse because it was preseason, and I was telling him where to play because he's a big lacrosse player, and I think a lot of hockey players love to play lacrosse in the off season. So I was telling him where to play box lacrosse in Southern California, and I'm sure hopefully he takes my advice, goes to some box lacrosse games, plays some out there. Name drop here and there.
Just you gotta work it in when you can. Gotta do what we can. 4:31 left. Just finishing up the paperwork here. Arizona State. Oh, they nearly score again. Just not quite able to on that one. Here they come again. Dumped in, and actually not. He got across through the neutral zone. Now it's behind the Ducks net. 4 minutes and 6 seconds left. Our next for sure broadcast will be December 1st, 7 p.m. against Gonzaga, as Arizona State trying to score the Bobby Orr goal there. Diving in front of net. Wasn't going to happen that time. 3:45 left. If you are in the Eugene area, or maybe in Portland, Medford, Grants Pass, anywhere else in this beautiful state where you can drive to Eugene, we'd love to see you in the building. Can buy one of those great Duck hockey jerseys. They don't sell these that they're wearing tonight. The school won't let them sell anything with an O on it, but the beautiful green sweaters they have, the best sweaters in college hockey. are available for purchase both on the Ducks website and in person at the game.
Yeah, I see a lot of fans here tonight wearing that green jersey, featured on NBC, ESPN, every major sports outlet, so thank you guys for that.
And that puck will stop moving, so we'll get a whistle.
Looks like holding is the call. I think
We get a penalty too. Good eye.
that'll be on the Arizona State player, number 11, Eldon Brower. So yeah, 2 minutes, 57 seconds left. This is a good opportunity for the Ducks to work on that power play. It's had struggled a little bit tonight because I think Arizona State's penalty kill has been absolutely phenomenal. They spent probably half the time in the offensive zone whenever they are on the penalty kill. So it's some good teaching points for the Ducks to lead into tomorrow's game to kind of work on their power play.
We're going to do it again. Nathan Lutz removed from the face-off circle. Galuli will take it instead. 2:52 left. And yeah, just this power play for the Ducks. I mean, they're out of this game. They're not going to win it. They're not going to score 6 goals in the next 2.5 minutes. You would think.
That's what you
I
want.
suppose it's physically possible, but doesn't look super likely. But if the Ducks can get one here on the power play, have something else positive to build on going into tomorrow night, they're going to feel good about it. 2.5 minutes, $1:26 left on the power play.
I think majority of this game, especially parts of the second period, Ducks really were playing toe-to-toe with the Sun Devils. Just that third period exhaustion and defensive breakdowns were a little much for the Ducks to handle, but they can find a way for probably tomorrow's game to get out early on Arizona State. That could be huge to maybe try to fight those third period woes they've been having this season.
Knocked off and kept in. It's Warren Berg. Berg with the shot, and there was a man for a deflection there. Couldn't get it to him cleanly. Now Lutz behind the net. Still with it is Nathan Lutz, and puck is loose somewhere underneath the goaltender. 1:39 left in the game. 42 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, Zach Sanchez looked really solid today. He's been tested quite a few times. Came up with some really good saves. And he's been solid for the Sun Devils tonight. But other goaltenders on the roster, Bryce Andrashi and Mark Basia, might see one of those two go hold the crease for tomorrow's game.
You think of the goals that beat Sanchez tonight, right? You had the brilliant play, kind of long, extended bar-down wraparound from Derek Armstrong, and then you had a beautifully spotted snipe from Lutz on a 2-on-1. If that's what it takes to beat him, I mean, he's a good goalie.
Oh yeah, he's.
And you knew he was going to be a good goalie.
Yeah, his positioning today has been really solid. He's just been in the right position the whole game, and kind of one of those games where the shots just been sticking to him like Velcro, and you're going to get games like that as if you're a shooter. Just goalies are going to kind of see everything and save everything.
And there were, nothing. Can't really be particularly critical of Noah Rosenberg's night either. We saw him in the first period standing on his head. I don't have a shot count for the second period or an active one for this period, but credited with 17 saves in that first period and feel like at least as many in the second and third. He's just facing too many shots. It's a losing math equation for Rosenberg in the crease. He's been great. He's just had to do too much, and just like we talked about in that first intermission, when your goaltender has to make 15, 20 saves in a period, it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
1 minute left in this one.
And some of the goals, I know every goalie wants the goal back.
Oh, that's a good save. See, Rosenberg's been good. That one a point-blank shot, and he just came out to meet it.
Some pucks kind of like that one, just turnovers right in front of the net, and no defender in sight.
Here comes Arizona State again. Good drop pass, and another save by Rosenberg. Came out to get that save, and Warren Berg gets to the puck. 30 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely try to be
A couple of good moments for Rosenberg in these last 30 seconds as Maddox will go and try to throw a big hit. Love watching the improvement of Chris Maddox over the last year. It's been great, and he's the nicest kid, and he deserves every minute of it. 15 seconds left in this game. Estrada goes for the hit. They get it up for Seth Howe. Seth Howe will just fire a shot to the corner. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and that will do it as run into the boards right as time expires.
And I know Maddox will probably think about that one.
Was Chris Maddox.
Ahead for tomorrow's game, but tough loss for the Ducks tonight. Arizona State kind of just outplayed the Ducks in the offensive zone. Too many turnovers, too many defensive mistakes for the Ducks, but
you gotta like this. The Ducks, they're all going over to Noah Rosenberg, give him a tap on the head, and as they get into their handshake line, it's gonna take Noah a minute to, I think, pick himself up and collect himself. And Ben Green also there, giving him some words of encouragement. We'll see if it's Rosenberg or Green tomorrow, but the way this Arizona State team plays, it's going to be tough no matter who's in goal. They just get so many shots on net. They play so talented. They're so disciplined. And our final score tonight is 8-2. While we wrap up here, any final thoughts for us, Brent?
Yeah, just, again, work on that defensive gameplay, that third period fatigue. I think the Ducks are going to come out pretty aggressive tomorrow and try to put a few up on the board, try to hold some sort of lead, and they were right there with the Devils in the second period, and so they just kind of figure out that third period grind and just shake it out tomorrow and put this one in the trash and get out there for tomorrow's game. So it's going to be a really good one.
Well, that is going to do it for us. Want to thank Tanner Ferris for composing our Oregon hockey theme. Of course, my partner in crime, Brent Kelly, pulling double duty on the camera and color commentary tonight. My name is Isaac Rosenthal. To each and every one of you, from Edmonton to Detroit, San Diego, Chicago, and everywhere in between, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Have an awesome rest of your evening, and we will see you 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Same Duck place, same Duck channel, same Duck hockey. Have a great one.
They throw like